Today I want to talk to you about an ancient land, one of my favorite places in this country because my mother hailed from there. It's a land hallowed by saints, it's a land that's been witness to countless victories, martyrs who gave their lives in the cause of this country. A place of unparalleled fertility, life, vibrancy, prosperity, music, cheer. I'm talking about Punjab. And for all that we know and we love and we cherish about the Punjab, what we don't know is that today, in the last 4 years, this state is in jeopardy like it's never been before. And we're not talking about an epidemic of disease, we're talking about a hurricane of drugs. The drug menace in Punjab is something very few people in this country know about. But consider this one statistic. Today, 73.5% of the entire youth population of Punjab is addicted to drugs. 3/4 of Punjab's youth.
The State Health Department reveals that every third male and 10th female student has consumed drugs at least once. Breathing poverty, rising illiteracy and unemployment are major reasons behind the proliferation of the drugs nexus in Punjab, especially in Amritsar, Jalandhar, Patiala and Bathinda. Streets are infested with peddlers, locally known as smakia, who greet you at bus stops, railway stations and chemist shops and sell you doses for as little as Rs 25.
Punjab is a state of 5 rivers, but today they say it's a state of 6 rivers. Then sixth river is of drug abuse.
Punjab is living in a bubble and it's about to burst, and it's living in an excess about everything, principally drugs.
Due to lack of education, economic conditions having gone bad, and the schools are non-existent, job opportunities are not there, and no industry worthwhile, farmer is under heavy debt. So all this frustration, I think, does lead to drug addiction, because you try it once, you try it twice, so and from one to the other, then it's spreading very fast.
History stands witness to the challenges faced by the food bowl of our country. Mughal invasion, British rule, the Green Revolution, Sikh insurgency, and now drugs, which are smuggled into India through the 553-kilometer-long international border shared with Pakistan. Punjab police estimates that drugs worth Rs 2,000 crores are transiting the land of Punjab, and at least 350 packets of heroin make their gateway into India every day, making Punjab one of the busiest drug transit points on earth.
In Punjab, you have the Border Security Force, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, the Narcotics Control Bureau, and the Intelligence Bureau, monitoring every single movement across the border. And yet, such a mammoth nexus is taking place in Punjab without a trace. Isn't that intriguing? I think it's shocking.
Majority of heroin is being produced in Afghanistan, and of course the heroin comes through Pakistan into India by the different ways that exist. I mean, borders are not so well controlled.
"6 p.m. Kaldra village. Bicky wind. Vijender Rana, farmer, bus conductor, father, drug carrier.
They're called carriers. The carriers are the guys, the guys who pick the stuff up from the border and bring it to the next point. These people have a few phones and all that, and they know their peers on the other side and all. It's a very well laid out circuit. Where a drop is to happen, there's a call from that side. At this time, this day, this place. Then what happens? Your carriers start getting ready. It's an electrified fence and all that, and in winter there's dense fog. You can't see 6 feet from you, but they know the location and everything. He reaches that particular spot. So you've got to have these tough guys who are used to hurling things 2 kilometers distance. So there are several packets hurled, and they go. The Pakistani side has done its job, it's gone. Now the Indian side starts. These drug carriers and people are given SIM cards from the Pakistan side. What that enables is, it's still in that range, you know, it's close to the border. So these cell towers on the Pakistan side, you're still within their range. Because you're using their SIMs and their towers, you're not on the Indian side. You don't fall in the telecom radar on the Indian side at all. So there's no way they can monitor you. Now the moment they collect that telephone, switch it on and wait, the call comes from the second guy. Now, so that guy says, okay, you come to this point. At several times what happens, when you reach a particular point, they're told to reach another point and another point simply to see if there are police on the trail or if there's somebody trailing them, investigative agencies. So in the course of 3 hours, these guys could be traveling as much as 20, 30 kilometers. When the other party is sure that, look, nobody is trailing them, then they pick it up. So the third point they've asked you to come, tuck, 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 everything they pick up. It's their job then to dump it in Delhi, to hand it over in Delhi. Delhi is the major busy transit point. They drive at that moment itself. So you will find a lot of traffic moving from Punjab villages in the dead of the night, heading to Delhi. So something that was first hurled, say about midnight or between midnight and 1 a.m. from Pakistan, when this guy starts say about 2 or 3 here in the convoy or a car or whatever, he's reaching Delhi in a few hours. I mean, maximum about 8 hours. The stuff has reached someone by 11 a.m., you can say. It's all over, done with, traces gone, finished, happy. When the whole border is blazingly lit, how can this happen? It can only happen when people who are supposed to stop this are part of the deal.
Even in the BSF, like in the army, we've had some bad fish who are facing the music. So BSF has also got its share of corrupt officers.
बगैर पुलिस फोर्स के ये जो ड्रग्स हैं वो पंजाब में एंटर नहीं कर सकती हैं.
Government of India has done its last drug use survey in the year 2001, and that was published in 2004, and of course these data are completely obsolete. And we know that, I mean, especially since there is such a big population, and we know that there are different pockets in the country where drug use is more prominent, like in Punjab, in the north, east and so on.
Now, although there have been over 4,000 arrests made in the last few years, and these are arrests of people all connected with the drug network, it's still a drop in the ocean. But before I explain that nexus to you, let's first look at what the picture of drug taking is in the Punjab. The rich, upscale population that does drugs can afford expensive drugs like heroin and smack and poppy husk and opium. The poor look at obviously cheaper substitutes like iodex, petrol. There is a new development that's taking place in Punjab which you don't see anywhere else in this country, and that is a lot of illegal chemist shops have sprung up, and what they do is they sell synthetic drugs without prescriptions, and they sell it for 3 or 4 times the market value. So there's a very dangerous nexus that's happening in the state that's going to be very, very difficult to break in the future.
You have all these young guys who are injecting heroin, but if they don't find the heroin, they just start to inject something else. And these, of course, are the pharmaceuticals that you can find just on the local market. And of course, we also know India has a huge pharmaceutical industry. So these products are easily available. Probably they are not properly controlled, or they are smuggler rings. And if you went to a hospital or to any treatment center and you saw the people who use prescription drugs, and you see that is again a completely different, that creates a completely different set of health consequences, which is really scaring, because they get all these abscesses and, like, you know, like swollen legs with, because they shoot in whatever vein they can find. So this is a huge health issue.
We will find villages with seemingly nobody ill, no hospitals in the vicinity, but plenty of pharma shops.
Drug users, when you are on this drug and you don't get the drug, you do anything to get a high. So if you find one substance and you find another, you also start to mix. So the strangest things can also happen.
Somewhere on the outskirts of the holy city of Amritsar lies a small locality known as Maqbulpura, also popularly known as the locality of widows. Women and children are forced to live below the poverty line because their husbands, the only wage earner, died of smack and alcohol addiction. In the past 1 year alone, 52 men have died in the slum of addicts. Nam Ho, a woman in her late 50s, understands well the plight of losing loved ones. Out of 7 children, she lost 6 of them due to drug addiction.
साल डेढ़ को साल च सारे मुक गए रोग पाया दाखल कराए सब कुछ किया रोग तो यो ही होंगी है तो जोड़ा नशा नुशा होंगे वो तो बाहर ही खाते कोई साढ़े कोल तो खाते नहीं जनानियां दे जे साढ़े सामने खान तो रोक जे वो डॉक्टर ने दवाई खुआई जो बिल्कुल ही डाउन हो जाते सी वो फिर 1-2 दिन कढ़ने तो चल ऐसा हो तो फिर ही इलाज होंगे पैसे के सिर ते इलाज चलता ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਦਦਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਾਉਣੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਕੰਮ 'ਚ ਕਿਉਂ ਪੈਣ ਕੋਈ ਮਦਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਰ ਗਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨਾਲ ਪਤਾ ਕਿਆ ਕੋ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਕਿਆ ਪਤਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਬਈਏ ਖਲੋਣ ਦੇ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਰਬਾਦੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਮਦਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਦਦ ਆ ਇਹ ਵਿਚਾਰੇ ਹੁਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾਲੀ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਦੇਖ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਆ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਪੇਟੇ ਥੋੜੀ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਮਾਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੈਠਾ ਮੰਜੇ ਤੇ ਸੋਚਾ ਕਿ ਜਾ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਲੰਘਣੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਹੈ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੋ ਆਟਾ ਗੁੰਨੀ ਦਾ ਚਾਹ कोई जिंदगी नहीं
The well-knit trafficking network is worsening at such a rapid rate that it has become quite a political uproar. Ravneet Singh Bittu, MP and President of the Punjab Youth Congress, initiated in November 2010 a 45-day Nav Inqilab Yatra spanning 1,200 kilometers to tackle the root causes of drug addiction in villages.
मैं हर गांव में जाके आया हूँ बहुत गवर्नमेंट्स भी आई ये अब काम जो गवर्नमेंट से आगे बढ़ के हमें समाज सोशल एक कॉज बना के करना पड़ेगा अब लोगों क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट और पॉलिटिकल लोगों की जेब में तो पैसा जा रहा है उनको तो अपने परिवार के लिए पैसा चाहिए वो जा रहा है पर नुकसान किसका हो रहा है जो आम आदमी है उसके बेटे का उसका परिवार का सारा उनके बच्चों का नुकसान हो रहा है अगली जनरेशन का नुकसान हो रहा है मैंने हर गांव में ये लोगों को बोला है शहर में बोला है भी अब छोड़ दीजिए आप अगर गवर्नमेंट ठीक है मैं मानता हूं गवर्नमेंट की जिम्मेवारी है पर गवर्नमेंट अगर जिम्मेवारी नहीं कर रही तो हमें तो कुछ करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि नुकसान तो हमारे बच्चों का हो रहा है मैंने कहा सारे गाँव में अगर पंचायत है जहाँ हमारे यूथ क्लब्स हैं वो इकट्ठे होकर जो क्योंकि सारे गांव वालों को ये पता है भी कौन हमारे गांव में 2-3 आदमी कौन नशा बेचते हैं कौन शहर में किस वार्ड में कौन नशा बेचते हैं क्यों नहीं एक पंचायत इकट्ठी करके वे फैसला करें भी जो ये लोग हैं नशा ड्रग्स बेचते हैं हम सोशल बाईकाट करें उनके साथ हमें उनकी शादी में उनके दुख सुख में हमें बिल्कुल बाईकाट कर देना चाहिए सारा गाँव अगर उससे नफरत करेगा तो मुझे ये यकीन है क्योंकि समाज में ही रहना सबसे बढ़िया जब समाज किसी साथ बाईकाट करता है वो सीधे अपने आप हो जाएंगे अब टेररिज्म दोबारा यहाँ पे ले आने की ज़रूरत नहीं है सबसे अच्छा तरीका टेररिज्म से भी ज़्यादा खतरनाक तरीका जो है हमारे ये नशे का है ये धीरे धीरे 70% हमारे लोगों को खोखला कर दिया और बहुत बड़ा खतरा है देश को अब पाकिस्तान जहाँ तो वेपन दूर भेजने हैं उन्होंने कहीं अब महाराष्ट्र में अटैक हुआ है तो वहाँ तो वो वेपन सप्लाई करते हैं यहाँ तो उनको ये पता चल गया अभी अब वेपन भेजने की यहाँ ज़रूरत नहीं है वो अब वो स्टेज वो निकल चुकी है अब वो गोली के साथ नहीं मार रहे वो पंजाब के नौजवानों को नशे के साथ मार रहे हैं और उसमें वो कामयाब भी है क्योंकि हम लोग जो हमारी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं वो समझ ही नहीं रही ये बात भी जिस दिन हमें वो बिल्कुल कमज़ोर कर देगा उस दिन पाकिस्तान जो फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस है वो पंजाब है अगर पंजाब का नौजवान ही ना रहा तो हिंदुस्तान को बहुत बड़ा आने वाले दिनों में खतरा है। धीरे धीरे आने वाले, मैं तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को भी कहता हूँ, क्योंकि उनको अगर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट कुछ नहीं कर रही तो सेंट्रल एजेंसीज को यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है। ये जो काम आज हो रहा है ये टेररिज्म से भी बहुत ज़्यादा खतरनाक आगे हमारे पंजाब के लिए होगा और देश के लिए होगा।
Over the last few years, the extent of punishment for this increasing commercial drug peddling has often been questioned.
The Indian legislation makes a difference between drug use for personal use, if you are arrested with drugs, in possession in drugs, if it is for personal use or if it is for commercial use. So if it is for commercial use, it can be up to 20 years.
Indian prisons are really suck. They are terrible. They can't do any of the correction that they're meant to do as a correctional facility. They are pits. On the contrary, they are simply providing a far safer environment to do all the things that you want to do. So there I think twice. I mean, someone who peddles drugs, which kill people rampantly, shouldn't be fed and comforted and clothed and his business booms because of my tax money. No sir, I wouldn't think so.
It's not just drugs that are a problem in the Punjab, it's also alcohol. Last year, the state consumed 29 crore bottles of liquor and beer. 29 crore. That makes Punjab one of the highest per capita consumers of liquor in the world. Is it any surprise that that state today has more liquor shops than government schools?
It's socially accepted. Everybody drinks. You meet anyone, including inspectors, policemen who are supposed to be on the anti-narcotics beat. The moment it's sundown, they'll all say, "Chalo yaar, peg shag lagate. You know, let's talk." It's understood. The moment you meet someone after sunset, they think that you can only meet them over drinks. It's fairly normal.
There are over 6,000 alcohol vents across the state. It is further believed that toxic elements found in these bottles can lead to cancer and sometimes even prove fatal.
So to counter this fast-growing epidemic, the Punjab government decided to set up de-addiction centres, which it has. Over 340,000 addicts have benefited from these centres. But here's the catch. Out of 89 de-addiction centres in the state, 66 are illegal. Only 23 are official. So when an addict walks into one of these illegal centres, which are basically money-making outfits, they face inhuman treatment, forced imprisonment in some cases, and in a few cases, even death. Now, the whole issue of de-addiction and rehabilitation are sensitive, deeply complex issues. On the one hand, with de-addiction, the state government is trying to implement it in a way that they know best, but rehabilitation and centers for rehabilitation don't exist. The state government hasn't yet fully understood the importance of rehabilitation.
The people who are addicted, the person who is addicted, first thing that is demand, first he is sort of condemned by the family also. Then they expect him to use his willpower, not realizing that the target of the drug is willpower.
If you were to ask me what is the criteria between success and a failure of a drug addict, I would say just one criteria. The person who has a total 100% family support and real understanding of the family can cure 100%. And the person who doesn't have a good family support system cannot cure.
The family understanding is very poor. In my experience, there is poverty of knowledge, understanding, in fact, all round.
You need to have your supportive network around you, if be it a family or whatever, but that you definitely need. And also drug users, they always say when they want to come out of the drug habit, they need also this network of the drug users community, because of course another drug user is the best person who can understand what a drug user goes through.
So are the efforts of the government to surmount this crisis a case of too little, too late? Can Punjab actually bounce back from this, like it did in the 70s with the Green Revolution, like it did in the 80s with the threat of militancy? Or is this going to be one battle too deep, too long, and too bloody for it to fight? Can illiteracy and unemployment really be surmounted by education? What about the proliferation of drugs and the free availability of substances from across the border? These are questions that are not individual problems. These are collective problems that have to be solved collectively, because sooner or later this menace will reach our doorstep.
The people who have died off because of drug abuse, they leave behind widows and orphans. So we took on ourselves to educate these kids. I feel education can bring a change. And from those 20 kids in 99, now today we have almost 550 to 600 kids.
The focus is still more on how to reduce drug production and drug trafficking, which has to be done. But we have to balance it also with measures to reduce the demand for drugs. Not only giving the treatment to the drug users, but we should also do something to prevent the drug use. We should be doing something about this, because if it continues like as it is in Punjab, I mean, it will be terrible social consequences for the state or for the country.
I think I would strongly recommend that for any marriage to take place, certain tests and investigations, certain tests should be made mandatory so that nobody should be able to oppose it. If the medical tests are there for the person to go abroad, why not we have the medical test for making a permanent lifetime relationship?
I'd like to give a message to the parents and to the teachers and to the educationists. I think it's high time that we make schools aware of the families and schools aware of the fact that this is a very, very rampant disease which has taken the form of an epidemic. It's like a jungle on fire which is spreading, and something must be done. So that means the teachers must know that this happens in schools. They must know how to detect an early user. They must be able to talk. So it almost needs to become a subject in the schools.
When you see me, probably many people don't connect drugs with me or addiction with me, because today when you see me, you probably don't get that sense. But I've spent a whole lifetime doing drugs, and there are many people in this country who will tell you that they didn't want to have anything to do with me. And I have been on the streets of Delhi. I've lived worse than a dog. I've been hunted like a wild animal by the police and others. I virtually died before I came into recovery. 20 years of my life have gone to this. Even today, as I speak with you, I have a whole list of people I have to make amends with for the things I did during my addiction. And the amends are various natures: economic, social, professional, emotional. 1 out of 1,000 survive from the streets in India. I was on the streets in Delhi. I have survived a Delhi winter without anything except one blanket, given to me by a friend who thought he'd never see me again when I'd gone to borrow some money from him. I have lied, I have borrowed money from several people who I'm now paying back with far greater interest amount. Multiples of what I borrowed I'm paying back, because it's part of my amends. If you want to ruin your life, please go ahead, but I don't think that's worth it, because it can take a long time to ruin your life, and it can be really painful. You will be without friends, you will be without dignity, you will be without money, you will be without home, anything associated with human life. My survival from the streets is a stroke of fortune. That's not going to happen to many people. Mostly you're going to die a painful, premature death, and it's not going to be in a haze of alcoholic or drug haze. It's going to be very painful. You're going to hate every minute of your existence, and it's just not worth it.
There is a certain darkness in the tunnel in Punjab right now, and the darkness has been growing very fast over the last 4 years. Will there be light at the end of it? Something tells me there will. It is inherent in the nature of Punjab and Punjabis to bounce back with pride and with valor and with heart. I hope it happens again.